welcome to Discussion Friday podcast. Today we will be talking about 5G or not 5G. As I'm doing this podcast, there's a lot of talks about 5G and how good or bad it is. So I figured it was time to do some research a bit on that. And what I found was both very scary and very interesting at the same time. So here's why. First, what is 5G exactly? Well, it stands for the fifth generation of cellular wireless. 5G brings three new aspects to the table. It's a great speed, so move more data. Lower latency, so it's more responsive. And the ability to connect a lot more devices at once, so for sensors and different smart devices. Now the new system is designed to operate on a much larger channels than the 4G, for example, so it will carry higher speeds. While most of the 5G channels are about 20 gigahertz bounded together into a 160 gigahertz at a time. Now 5G, on the other hand, can be up to 100 gigahertz to as much as 800 gigahertz at a time. So that's a much broader highway. But it also requires larger, clear blocks of hair waves that were available than what was available, for the 4G. So what that means is that it needs shorter areas of coverage, so the towers, so you need actually more towers to cover the area that is now covered by the 4G. And that is in itself an issue. So at the frequency that 5G works, it's kind of, there's two kinds of airwaves. So you have the one that is below 6 gigahertz and the one that is above. And without getting into like too super technical here, the lower frequency would be a little bit more like the 4G, and the higher would be for which is 28 to 36 gigahertz, would be for the very high speed. So of course those will also use a lot more electrical power per unit to provide the energy needed. Now on the regular cell phone use, the 5G will definitely allow much more use than just the cellular use. It can definitely get your driverless cars. That is now possible. Now you'll say, well, it is already there. Tesla is already using the driverless functions. But here's the difference. It's a computer that's in the car. And that computer is doing all the work. With the 5G, you'll be able, for example, to use your phone, make your car go and find a parking spot, and then come back to pick you up when you'll be ready. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Now, of course, all of this awesome technology is not coming free or without risks. So before I start here, I will say this. I love technology. I truly believe it will help us with the environmental issues that we are facing now. But on the same token, I also know some of the dangers that are involved. So here we go. First, remember that you and I are humans. Well, some of us anyway. And As humans, we are mainly flesh and blood and bones, right? Well, um, here are some known facts about electromagnetic waves and how it affects the bodies. Do you know? Well, maybe you disagree with this. Maybe you say, "Oh no, 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 no! Electromagnetics does not affect." Well, let's think microwaves. What is that? Magic? No. In today's world, we all know microwave is just that, and we use those waves to heat up our stuff. It's electromagnetic radiation that has a wavelength of, well, depends on the microwave, anything between 1 meter to 1 millimeter. But we are using it to cook or warm up our food faster, right? So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying that the 5G is microwave and that it will cook our brain. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that the frequency used has already been proven to affect negatively the human and animal health. And we are going to push it even further with 5G. Now, to me, that's a problem right there. So that we understand each other here, I want to make sure that everybody understands the same basics, which is the frequency. For example, if I talk about the frequency, it's the amount of time that something happens. And when I'll talk about hertz, it's the international system unit of frequency. So, for example, 1 cycle per second is a hertz. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, a microwave oven usually operates around 2.45 gigahertz. That's its frequency. And you often have warnings with this, such as, and I quote here because I took this from a website, a medical website. So, even so, microwaves can be very dangerous, so never fool around with a microwave oven. Microwaves are also used in cell phones, where they carry your voice back and forth through the air and radar. That is why the microwave oven have shielded area where the microwave stays in the box unless there is a leak, and if so, dispose of your microwave as it can impact your health negatively. Now here's a story about this, and this happened to me actually, about the microwave oven. So at one point I was having a lot of headaches, like a lot. To a point where I was taking Tylenols, Advil, anything to the limit actually of the possible. I was almost poisoning myself with that because I want to get rid of those headaches. So my wife was having the same type of issues, but a little bit less frequent, as she was always going out of the kitchen when I was using the microwave, because her headaches were worst when I was using the microwave. Now at the time I thought she was just overreacting, as she's never liked the microwave, but anyway. So life went on, and as usually making the best of the small period of time that I had, let's say, less headaches. So anyway, I was cooking something, and I had to have a precise amount of flour, so I used my electronic scale, and I put it there, and I put some butter in the microwave so to melt it, and then my scale that had nothing on it started to go berserk, having random numbers on the screen. And yep, there was nothing there. nothing on the scale, and then numbers were popping up. So stop the microwave, or microwave stopped actually, and the numbers, berserk numbers, stopped. I got intrigued. I went, okay, what's going on here? So make the microwave go again, numbers all over the place. Did that a few times, and I realized the microwave was actually leaking. So I decided to just go without a microwave. And guess what? Since I um, got rid of that microwave, no more headaches. Yeah, it was cooking our brains. So, needless to say, that even today, I don't have a microwave in my house, and nor do I plan to have any. So, enough cooking, I guess. So, basic microwave is 2.5 gigahertz, 2.45 gigahertz, and can be dangerous. 5G will go 28 to 36 gigahertz, will be spread outward on multiple sites, and it's considered safe? I can't say right here that I am all but reassured with this idea. I mean, I know 5G is often portrayed as something awesome, and it can be actually, but safe? I don't think so. Well, not now, anyway. So, on the website, cancer.gov, it's a US site, um, where you can go and read the whole thing for yourself, actually. You can go there and read about it. But they got a lot of info on cancer, and I definitely recommend you to go. It's a government site. It's not some type of thing that will be like whatever they put there would be spun to make you buy this or that to protect you or whatever. So, and like a lot of sites might do. So that's why, generally speaking, .gov is a better place to go. All right, so let's go. On this site, they give people warnings about cell phones, among other things. So here we go. There's 4 different things there that I've picked up. There's much more than that, but anyway, like I said, I just put those 4 in here because it relates to what we're doing now. So cell phones emit radio frequency radiation, radio wave, a form of non-ionizing radiation from their antennas. Parts of the body nearest to the antenna can absorb this energy. Second one, the human body absorbs energy from devices that emits radio frequency electromagnetic radiation. Third one, exposures to ionizing radiation such as X-rays is known to increase the risk of cancer. However, although many studies have examined the potential health effects of non-ionizing radiation from radar, microwave ovens, cell phones, and other sources, there is currently no consistent evidence that non-ionizing radiation increases cancer risks in humans. And the last one, the only consistently recognized biological effect of radio frequency radiation is in human is heating. The ability of microwave oven to heat food is one example of this effect of radio frequency radiation. Radio frequency exposures from cell phone use does cause heating to the area of the body where a cell phone or other device is held. For example, the ear, the head. Now I'll stop here. Okay. As I am sure you can just go and read it for yourself if you so choose. But to me, this is a serious warning. This is a warning that that's there for cell phone users, and now we're getting a much higher frequency with the 5G. That they're talking about much lower frequency than what will be spread right now with the 5G towers, right? Hmm. Now, when I was doing the research for this podcast, I came across something that is very concerning, I think. And this article, yeah, comes from ScienceDaily.com. It's a website that I really like. I really like because there's a lot of various scientific articles, and the title of this article, which you can go and check there if you want, scientists can now manipulate brain cells using smartphones. Okay, so with that title, needless to say, I've read that one. In short, what they are saying is that scientists from Korea and the US invented a device that control neurons through a cell phone. The device must be attached to the skull of the subject. It's about like a tiny Lego block. And the wireless neutral, and this is a quote from the article, the wireless neutral device enables chronic chemical and optical neuromodulation that has never been achieved before. So they basically say, yeah, we can control the brain, manipulate the brain using a cell phone. Now, if you think that this is completely impossible, well, I definitely invite you to go and look or watch the Elon Musk presentation of the company Neuralink. It's on YouTube. It's there. What they do, they're explaining all about that, how it works, etc. And what are the plans? But in very short here, it's about an hour long presentation, if I remember well. So, but all those devices operate at or around a cell phone frequency. They are non-ionizing, so it should not break the chemical bond, so will not cause cancer, and can activate neurons in a certain way. So if you don't know neurons, that's what makes us think. And they can activate them as they choose or want. All this, they say, to understand more precisely how the brain works and to help people with serious brain damage. Which, sure, it can be really good as long as it actually works, and that is used only for good. So electromagnetics are affecting the brain after all. Yeah. I wonder if someone could hack a cell phone. Maybe control the mind of those people with the device? Okay, that's only my conspiracy mind kicking in here. But, yeah, let's not go there for now. All this is really making me think, though. When I see that low frequency can be used to affect the neurons of the brain, I have to wonder what very high frequency, open, not contained in a box, will do to human brain and human health. I wonder why the vegetation that's around the 5G towers right now that are active, why that vegetation is dying. And as we speak, many countries are heading into 5G. Most buildings, or a lot of buildings, are now covered with antennas of all sorts, devices that are or will be used for 5G. But there's also a lot of fightbacks. For example, in France, there's a group of people that actually charge the government and the companies. They went in court about the 5G towers, and they had to remove they had to remove the towers from certain areas due to the proven health hazard that range from depression to extreme fatigue of young kids to frequent nosebleeds and etc., etc. So, and this is only one of the multiple examples of that people are seeing this. So living in those areas, it actually affects the brain. Those health issues that they can make it known, right? That they will not, people are saying, right? Okay, those health issues, you will not put our health at risk here. That's done. We don't accept that. Like, as I said before, I love technology. I use technology. I'm not scared of it. But I also understand the risks involved in its use. We must not be blinded by only the good things, nor the bad. We must take control of what is going on by being properly informed and listened to by our governments and the businesses also that are leading the way to 5G. Maybe, just maybe, we should decide to invest in better research to skip this 5G thing, maybe move to 6, 7, 8G, I don't know. Something that would be safe and beneficial for all humans, animals, and plants. So that all living things would actually be safe and we could enjoy those great innovations of technology. And on this note, I will say much love, take care, and see you guys later.